Hey everyone, welcome to Post to Post. Thanks for joining me today. I appreciate you. I apologize for the audio in the last video. The audio in this video still might not be up to, quality standards here on the channel, but I'm still trying to work through it, still doing some testing, so I apologize in advance. But this video is about shoes. Something that I don't necessarily talk about in general in my real life, and especially not on the channel. I mean, I think I've done maybe one video in the past where I've talked about some sneaker concepts, and this time we've got hockey and we've got sneakers together. So it's a really kind of cool mixture. The artist today is Ross, and he's using the sports template of the sneaker that was created, that you can pop in there, you can populate it with your own design, your own colors. It's a pretty cool template. If you've got Photoshop already, head on over to sportstemplates.net and then find that template over there. And additionally, there are over 70 other templates on the site. So maybe you're not into sneakers or shoes, and maybe you want to design some helmets, or a sweater, or a football, or a soccer ball, or some hockey jerseys. Would love for you to send in your work, a full set from whatever league you'd like. I will review, react, or rank it, and just have some fun. And that's exactly what we're going to do here in this video, is I've ranked these 1 to 24 sneakers from college hockey. Okay, these are college hockey themed sneakers. Let's bring up the first one. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get into this. Starting at number 24, I have ranked last, unfortunately, Miami. So I will say that there is absolutely going to be a trend that you're going to notice as we go through this. Number one, I don't really like white sneakers. There's no right or wrong, just personal opinions. It's all subjective, right? I don't really like white sneakers. I don't wear them in real life. And I don't like black sneakers. I don't like or wear them in real life either. So all the primarily white and primarily black sneakers are at the bottom list of the ranking here, which you'll see first as we move forward to my favorites. So Miami, I mean, even though this is last, I still don't dislike it. I don't love it. It's a fine sneaker. I think a lot of people would really appreciate the simplicity of the sneaker. The colors are in the right places and stuff, so it's pretty good. It's really hard to rank these, to be completely honest. It was difficult because there wasn't any that I disliked. Number 23, a very similar shoe. This is Wisconsin, and you'll notice from the last one there's kind of a color strap near the toe that is missing here. It's been recolorized a little bit, so it's similar, but it's not identical. But still, it was so close to the last one, I just decided to put those two in the bottom too. Next, we've got North Dakota, and again, it just goes back to the white, but I like the colors here better. I like red over green, but I think complemented with the white, I'm going to prefer green and white together versus red and white together. And this is just a fine, this is a fine looking shoe. It's got nice stitching along there as well, colorized stitching, the laces match. So again, a pretty nice shoe, even though this is near the bottom. Number 21, the St. Thomas Tommies. So purple is a very underutilized color in all of sports, regardless if it's hockey or whatever, okay? So anytime you put purple in something, I'm probably going to be favorable for that, regardless of what it's on, really. And that's no exception here. I love that he introduced this specific shade of purple. It does complement nice with the white, but again, just as a shoe or sneaker, pretty white for me. Number 20, Penn State. For the exact same reason, this is probably the whitest of them all so far. There's only a little bit of color along the bottom, and that Nike style logo, or Nike, however you pronounce it, I don't care. And then the logo, and then on top, the rest is white. It's a pretty simple shoe. I think I'm in the minority there. I think the majority of people really like white themed shoes or white colored shoes. 19, I put St. Cloud. So we're out of the white shoes now. We're into the black ones. I think this one is complementary because black and red look so good together. But since that team is almost Montreal Canadiens themed, I mean, I'm wearing, should look very familiar here. I think there's not enough white in there. So I was critical of there being too much white in the other ones, but I almost feel like I'm missing some of the white because that's part of their brand. So it's almost a little bit too dark. I'm not sure, but I like the black and the red together. That does look really good. Next, we got Western Michigan. So some interesting colors here, actually. There's not really any super vibrant color. Typically, in most brands, you'll have a couple of subdued colors, maybe a silver, a white, a black, a gray, and then a complementary color or a contrasting color, something bright like yellow or orange or blue or red, something like that. Here, we've got almost no bright contrasting colors. We've got some very subtle colors, black, and then this almost like this very, very desaturated cream or yellow color. It's not typical, but it works at the same time. Like, it's not my favorite color combination, that's why it's down pretty low, but it does work. And I think it definitely works in a sneaker. So this wouldn't be my first choice because I don't like black as primary shoes, as I told you already, but it is a nice sneaker for sure. Number 17, Colorado. This is a very popular color combination. There's a lot of the Pittsburgh teams, obviously. We got the Boston Bruins, OHL Kingston Frontenacs. I almost forgot the name. Geez. So there's a lot of teams who obviously use these colors. So we're not, we're used to these colors. Okay. So it's acceptable. It looks, I think, a lot better than the previous shoes that I've shown because of the addition of extra color in here on the laces, on the toe of the sneaker, in the stitching, as well as the logo at the top, the bottom. So there's a lot of really good color balance here. Again, I just prefer not black shoes. Number 16. I apologize if I'm pronouncing this incorrectly, but Bemidji, is that correct? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. So this is, I guess, primarily white, but there's a lot more color being thrown in here than those first couple that we looked at. There's some coming down the side of the foot, and more specifically and especially at the top, right by the ankle, that big section that holds the logo. I think that balances really nicely with that bottom piece. Number 15, Nebraska, kind of the same thing. We've got both those sections colorized in red, but then the whole top of the sneaker is all black, and it contrasts beautifully with that logo on the side as well. This is very Ottawa Senators themed, and even though this is college hockey, this is Nebraska and Omaha or whatever. I do really like this, and because it reminds me of the Ottawa Senators actually. Number 14, we've got Ferris State. Again, I apologize if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, but like this is on the fence for me because I really like it because of how vibrant it is. A really saturated red and a really saturated yellow. And there's no other color essentially on this other than a little bit of white and silver in the logo, but this is a very bright shoe. So I like it for that aspect. It's in your face, it's bold, but on the same, the other side of the coin, it's very McDonald's themed. I feel like this is something that Ronald McDonald would wear and his little get up, his suit or whatever. So it's almost a little bit too much, but I do appreciate the color. I'm always going to prefer more vibrant and colorized things versus more traditional black and white monochrome designs. Just personal, my personal nature, my personal preferences. Number 13, Minnesota Golden Gophers. Love the burgundy. The burgundy and the yellow do contrast very nicely here. I think Ross has done a wonderful job with picking to put the colors where they are. Having the burgundy kind of on the outskirts, the top, the laces, the top of the shoe, the bottom, and then keeping the guts, the middle of the shoe, having that be that yellowish. And then it's almost not yellow. It's like in between yellow and cream. So it's a wonderful shade there to complement with the burgundy or maroon, whatever you want to call that. Number 12, Michigan. This is great in the sense that there's not actually any white here. Technically there is, because there's a little bit of a sliver just like at the top of the sole or whatever it is, but you can barely see it. But the rest is actually kind of a cream or an off-white color. I thought that was great. That actually complements the yellow really well. And then that black, I find like the black isn't, or typically the vibrant yellow would be the color that really kind of snaps your attention. But actually, to me, it's the black. The black really stands out as that contrasting color and grabs my attention. And the logo looks great on there. This is colorized great. Not my favorite color combination, but again, I like seeing different colors together. This is a good example. Number 11, the Denver Pioneers. So again, we've got a wonderful, beautiful maroon or burgundy color, and it's got not much white in here, which is great. The stitching is done in white. I think that looks good. But then the other color is almost like a coffee cream sort of color. So it's not the best color that I would choose to go with the burgundy, but it's part of the logo. I mean, you can see it like a Denver up there, whatever. So it can't be anything else but that color. And I think it looks way better on a sneaker than it does in the logo. I find the stroke, that coffee color that's around the, all the letters in Denver, it gets lost a little bit because it's so dark. It looks much better on the sneaker in my opinion. Number 10, the Northern Michigan Wildcats. Very like Green Bay Packers, Minnesota North Stars a little bit. And I like it. It's got some white in it, but in the correct place, which is just a big sliver strip down along the bottom on the whole sole, and then yellow underneath that. And the rest is basically green accented with that yellow. Beautifully designed sneaker here, really great. Number 9, Ohio State. Love the gray. Like it's just different. Like this is the only shoe like this in this entire set, so I had to put it in the top 10. It's got very minimal white, very minimal black, and it's using kind of some neutral colors as well. Even the red it's a very saturated red, but it's almost like a blood red or something. It's not the typical super bright in your face red. So that contrasts really nice with the silver. If you've been taking a drink every time that I've said contrast in this video, you are intoxicated. Number 8, Bowling Green Falcons. I've actually never even heard of this team, I don't think, but this entire shoe brings me right out of 2020, right out of the, in the last 30 years. We're going all the way back to the 80s, basically, or this like late 70s. This feels like a shoe that I would find in my great-grandparents' camper van behind their house. It just has this like brownish orange and like off-white vibes, like it was in that used to be white. And it was in a trailer. And old Grandpappy was smoking his cigars for the last 25 years, and it's changed from white to off-white because it's saturated all the nicotine out of the air, and it just has this really old kind of old school vibe to it. These colors aren't very pretty. There's a brown in there and kind of like an orangish to complement with the brown, and then like a dirty white or whatever. But it almost makes me nostalgic. Oh, sorry, I had to sneeze. It almost makes me nostalgic, and I really, really like that. So I had to put this one in my top 10. Number 7, we've got the Michigan State Spartans. Great, like the specific shade of green that's used here. The white logo looks great on there. The white as the accent color really plays in nicely where Ross put it within the shoe. On the laces, the logo along the bottom and the top, but really letting the green be the dominant aspect of the shoe. Number 6, Minnesota Duluth Bulldogs. Again, I love the burgundy. I love the contrast of the yellow. This is very similar to one of the ones that we saw earlier, but I just like the way that he had the colors arranged a little bit better in this one. Fantastic shoe. Number 5, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Great shoe, absolutely great shoe. The specific shade of blue that's used, in the logo looks really good. Transferred over to the shoe looks even better in my opinion. The way that the light hits it in the specific template is great. Contrasted with that it's almost like a honey mustard kind of color. I love it. And then that specific strip of white that holds the actual logo, perfect. Now, I want to skip ahead to the next one, number 4, because you'll notice that the layout and the colors are almost exactly the same. That little strip that holds the logo, that is still white here. There's a blue, there's a bit of a yellow or a mustard color. The specific shade of blue is different. The top of the shoe has white instead of blue, but they're very close. I just preferred this one. I think there was a better usage of white in this one, and I liked a little bit of lighter blue versus the darker blue in the last one. Number 3, Michigan Wolverines. I guess if we're talking about my favorite college hockey team, it would likely be the Michigan Wolverines, but I don't think I've biasedly ranked this in the top 3. I think objectively, this is just a nice shoe. I might change the yellow on the top of the toe there, but other than that, I love it. The balance between the white and the laces and along the bottom with the yellow in the logo and on that check mark there, just very, very complimentary balance there, and then the blue to tie it all off. Looks good. Number 2, Minnesota State Mavericks. Again, with the purple. We don't have enough purple in sports. And this dark, deep, like almost eggplant purple with that neon, like in between yellow and greenish kind of, like the logo's great. The logo's colorized great. The shoe was colorized great. And it's completely different than anything else in this set. I had to reward it with a top 3 position. And number 1, the best sneaker concept that I think Ross has created is the Maine Black Bears. And I live in New Brunswick, Canada, so technically Maine is a neighbor here, but I don't think I'm ranking this biasedly like the other one. I think this is an objective opinion. Objectively, this is beautiful. 2 shades of blue that just look phenomenal together. A really, really light sky blue with a dark, like almost river ocean blue, just together with no white, with no black, with no silver, just those 2 colors commanding this entire shoe is perfect. I think objectively, I can see a lot of people liking this, and even more so, maybe having it in their top 3. Maybe not your top 1, but overall, this ranking shouldn't be exactly the same. We shouldn't all have the exact same ranking. It is completely subjective. There is no right or wrong, and I appreciate you coming through this journey with me and checking out these sneakers. Kind of a silly video talking about sneakers, but even from a design and artistic perspective, we can still kind of take it seriously and have some fun with it and critique it the best we can. I'm not a sneaker expert, I'm not a sneakerhead, but I still have to have fun with the design and colors and whatnot, and I enjoy these concepts. So Ross, thank you so much for sending these in. I appreciate you. If you guys watched this video all the way to this point and you want to leave your feedback down below in the comment section, let Ross know what was your favorite. If you want to do the whole ranking, that'd be cool too. I read all the comments, would love to know what you think was the best sneaker in this video. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. If you're new, please consider hitting the subscribe button. If you did enjoy this video, hit the like button, of course, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow morning. Adios.